Hello, 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 everyone. So weird. People are having a very hard time finding my videos or my live stream sets. So hopefully more and more people will get notified as we go along in this video. Today is some pretty good information. We're talking about shifting into 5D. And you know, I did some deep dive and some deep meditation right before this video to figure out what does humanity need to know right now? The world is shifting. There is so much going on out there. So, you know, through all of that information, all of the chaos, all of the projection, all of the, you know, the infinite number of directions, what do people need to know? And this is what came through. And as a matter of fact, there's a being in particular that wanted to come through. She's been kind of cropping up a little bit in the past couple of days. So I'm not surprised that she wanted to come through with a message today. Her name is Bhakta, and her species is the Suri species, S-U-R-I. I've never interacted with a Suri being before. This is the first time. I mean, not officially the first time, but this year was the first time when I got introduced to Bhakta. If you guys have been in my Galactic Federation monthly events, you definitely know who Bhakta is. So I'll go into who she is and the message that she wants to bring through today. But she works with the Galactic Federation, and she specializes in biological and genetic advancement. And so she has been studying human beings and our advancement into a new frequency for quite some time. So she's going to relay some information to all of you. Before I do that, I wanted to present to you Santa Claus. How cute is Grayson? I had to tape the hat onto his head because it didn't really fit. So I thought that was adorable. And then we also have his little elf, which, you know, the hat is ridiculous, but so cute, and that's Gracie. So yeah, I mean, you gotta be festive, right? Even though it's all a lie, you gotta be festive. Okay, and then, yeah, I mean, I do officially want to say thank you, even though there might be some shadow banning situation going on. I want to say thank you so much, guys, for 100,000 subscribers. I really appreciate that. I am working really diligently on finding other resources, other directions, other platforms to spread information that are a little bit more safe from censorship. So I think that's important. Okay, so we're moving into the fifth dimension frequency. For so many people, it's kind of hard to define, clarify, and even understand what the fifth dimension is, what 5D is. The video is unlisted. That's so interesting. Definitely shouldn't be, but I don't know how to change that at this moment in time, but it's fine. So yeah, so everything about our physical reality, about our perception reality, and about our physical, perception, emotional, spiritual, and even systemic reality is shifting and changing into 5D. And I know, you know, a bunch of you are like, yeah, this is so weird. The video is locked, and like I couldn't find it on YouTube. And I did the same thing. I took the link and I put it into the YouTube search and nothing popped up. Like, I don't know. I don't even know if Lauren is in the chat. But Lauren, if you're in the chat, can you please check the settings on this video? Typically live videos or premiered live videos they're public when they go public. I don't know. I have no idea what's going on, but technology has been really weird. And this information is really powerful, so I wouldn't be surprised if this is like, just like a technique, I don't know. Anyway, so one thing that I've really been realizing recently is that the technology advancement and the systems around us are also moving into this really interesting fifth dimensional plane of existence. They're moving into this state that is very quantum. And what I mean by that is, like, I just had this breakthrough the other day. I Uber Eats my Starbucks order, and 20 minutes later, Starbucks is delivered to the door. Now, before, if you wanted a coffee in the morning, you walk over to Starbucks, or you drive, or whatever, make it yourself, obviously, but it takes space and time, right? We have these technologies coming through, even Uber itself. All of a sudden, you don't have to go to a cab company, and the cab company owns and operates the cars, and then they pay the drivers to drive the cars. We're moving into this very 5D freeing space where both space and time doesn't really exist in the same way. Also, we're even getting 5D currency, right? So before, it used to be precious metals, which was real wealth. And then we moved to like the banknote, which was just a piece of paper that had a 20, 20 or a 5 or a 10 on it. And now we're moving into this really, I don't really know much about it, but that online cryptocurrency space. So it's very interesting how the systems in our reality are already moving to this 5D frequency place, this quantum world. So right now, we are currently in between two different realities. Okay, currently in between two different realities. So for me personally, all I want to do is I want to be creative. All I want to do is I want to do art, I want to sketch, I want to chill, I want to play video games. But I don't want to answer my emails. I don't want to make decisions for my business. I don't want to, I would continue writing my book as well. It's a creative space that I'm in. And I've been really questioning myself recently, why don't I want to do any of my responsibilities? And it throws me into polarity, right? Every email, every comment, every DM, every whatever that I get throws me into some sort of polarity. And I kind of want to I have this feeling that in December, I want to be away from all polarity. I want to be above it all, So we're really shifting between the third dimension frequency and the fifth dimension frequency. Things that you may be experiencing, avoiding conflict, just not wanting to deal with other people, just not wanting to deal with family members. And then also like having a very back and forth mindset. I don't know if any of you have been just really indecisive. Like me even just choosing the shirt that I was gonna wear for this video was like a struggle bus, right? And so that mindset of like not knowing or being in between or being indecisive, we're just kind of in between two frequencies. That's a good thing. It's not a good thing if you want to stay in between, for an extended period of time, but it is a good thing to be in between frequencies if you're not sure and confident within your third dimensional self, your physical self, or you're not confident navigating those higher dimensional realms and frequencies as well. So it's okay to be in between impermanently. And when you are in between, when you don't know where you're at or how you're feeling or what tomorrow looks like, embrace that. Like, be okay. Surrender to that state of just being in between. Super important. And then obviously other things that you're going to be having right now, like I've been mentioning before, weird memory flashbacks. My dream flashbacks keep happening. Weird memory flashbacks keep happening. It's been pretty intense. And also just weird bodily things too, like release symptoms, breaking out, weird rashes or skin issues, weird digestion issues, bloating, cramping, nausea, all major aspects and symptoms that you're going to be going through. Headaches or pressure in the head, sleepless nights or really nights that are full of dreams, very vivid dreams. And then, yeah, appetite things, being really, really hungry or not hungry at all, are all aspects of your shifting frequency. Okay, these are all happening because we are shifting into a new vibration. So going back to Bhakta, Bhakta is a Suri species, and she's a female. It's so weird. Lauren just texted me and she's like, "Hey girl, can't find the live," which is very bizarre. Yeah, very bizarre. But it's fine. We're here. The 100 of us that are here, obviously you guys found it and you got in for a reason, and I'll make sure that everyone else can watch it right after. So Bhakta is a Suri species. She is an aquatic being. She's so beautiful, quite tall. I want to say around probably 7 feet tall, and blue, very like beautiful, dark aquatic blue skin. She's got almost like scales on the side of her. Super chat doesn't work. Yeah, lots of things aren't working right now. That's okay. And she's got 2 big eyes, ears, I would say, but maybe probably not really. Yeah, and she's just really incredible. She told me that she came from a planet a really long ways away, but she felt the call to join the Galactic Federation and help humanity. So she's here to help human beings evolve and advance genetically. Yeah, so like I said, Bhakta is a genetic biologist. That's what I would call her. She works with the evolvement of our own genealogy and our own biology as human beings, right, to help us move into that new frequency. So what I asked Bhakta, the one thing that I really wanted to know, especially for this video, is what do we need to know with our own shifting and with our own symptoms moving into 2021? What do we need to know right now at this time? Super important. So what she responded back was, she's like, well, who do you want to ask that question for? Right? What do what do we need to know for 2021? She said there's 2 different groups that we can ask this question for. One group is the rest of humanity, everyone else. And then the other group is the group that you speak to, which is the light workers and the starseeds. So she says, who do you want to know about? The advancement of the rest of the world in 2021 or the advancement of your group? And I said, how about we do both? So I have like a little T chart here. This is what she said that everyone else on the planet who isn't awakened, and it's not necessarily about like how awakened are you or how open-minded are you. It's more or less about how much work have you done on yourself to shift every element of your life into a higher vibration that serves you as well as serves the collective good, right? So for those people on the planet who haven't done that, who haven't shifted, who haven't broken down, all I saw, it was more of like a feeling because there was a huge, large population. So all of these words that came up from Bhakta are in regard to the individual person who has not done the work and awakened, as well as the collective of humanity, all the systems, right? The organizations within this world. It was really intense, guys. These are the words: chaos, mayhem, collapse, illness, freak accidents, anxiety, confusion, purging, symptoms and fears, right? So awakening symptoms, but you add that with fear. And it was so interesting. When I wrote down the word anxiety, I got this huge download from Bhakta, and she almost like reminded me of the place that I was in before my awakening. I would probably say around the age of like 14, 15, moving into the age of 16. That's when I had major anxiety. That's when I had major depression. That's when I was really just kind of figuring things out. And when you're in that place where you feel different and your body is acting up and you don't know how to navigate, and just so many things are happening, it's a really scary place. And it was really interesting through this feeling of anxiety. And you know what? This is a key word, so maybe I'll just take a pen and circle that word. I feel like I need to release a video in the new year, like an early new year video, related to anxiety and awakening, because there's a lot of people out on the planet right now, and what I saw was that they're going to fall into this dark hole. They're not going to know how to get themselves out of that dark hole. They're going to fall and fall and fall, and eventually they're going to either seek it out or find the right information. And, you know, I don't know how many of you, when you found me, if you found me in March. If you found me in March, my question is, did you find me at a time where you were anxious and depressed, or did you find me at a time where you were just ascending and awakening, right? So, and it doesn't really matter. But it's just really interesting. I just felt that through this anxiety and this desperation and this chaos and this worry, that people are going to eventually find the right teacher for them. And I don't want to say that people even need a teacher, but it's like we all need to get validated. We all need to get validated. I felt like I wasn't fully validated until I was greeted by the Palladian being coming from the Galactic Federation of Light, introducing me to the GFL for the first time ever. I felt like I wasn't validated in my experiences until then. And even then, it feels like it's not validating because no one else is experiencing some weird Palladian being coming into your room, right? So I feel like that's all people need. All people need is like, hey, you're not crazy, and everything that you've been thinking of is spot on, and there is another world going on inside this world, and you can shift your perception, and there is a better way to look at things. I feel like if the rest of the world knew what we knew, we would just be really chillin', you know, especially through the chaos, right? Chaos, mayhem, confusion, all of that stuff is happening now, and it's going to continue to happen in 2021. And a lot of that is the downfall of the systems, the downfall of your own identities if you're still attached to them, right? So yeah, so lots of stuff, but that's where the awakening happens. It's through that anxiety, it's through the depression, it's through the questioning. What else did I? Oh yeah, a lot more paranormal experiences as well. Those are the words that came to me. Like for the unawakened masses, these are all the things that they're going to experience, and more paranormal experiences, because these paranormal experiences are contracted to be in these people's lives to help them open their minds to their belief system, right? So more paranormal, like I don't know if that's like ghosts or weird stuff or glitches in the matrix or UFOs or what have you. And then I also feel like the unawakened masses, or at least what Bhakta was saying, was they're going to be pushed to expand their belief system, right? If they're like Republican or Democrat or whatever, they're going to be pushed outside of, hey, what if you're just a human? What if you don't have a political label, right? These people who are unawakened are going to be pushed to expand themselves beyond their limitations, beyond their belief, beyond their attachments, beyond their identities. Now, what can we expect for 2021 with the star seeds of the planet, with all of you, with me, with the light workers? Really cool stuff, guys, really cool stuff. The first thing that Bhakta told me was really strong mission messages are going to be coming through you. I know so many of you for such a long time have been asking the question, what am I doing here? What is the purpose of all of this? Where am I going? And I've really had to tell so many over and over and over again, let go of the need to even know and just embrace and surrender where you are, right? And so in 2021, what Bhakta is saying is that I don't know if it's like an article or the right person stepping into your life or literally a direct message. Maybe it's a dream, maybe it's a spirit guide, maybe it's a telepathic moment, but you're going to know what that mission is. The other word that came through is getting called into action. Like all these light workers, all of these individuals are all getting called into action big time right now at this time on the planet. And I put this out there in a couple videos ago. If you feel called to be an entrepreneur, if you feel called to step up, if you feel called to do something and you know what that is, do it. Don't hesitate. Don't wait another year. Don't wait till you have more money to start it. Just do it. This is really important. It's an important time of action. We are here to help the rest of the planet. So that's really important. Also, she said that our bodies are going to be changing to be more efficient. That our bodies are going to be changing to be more efficient. What else did she say? Yeah, so she was talking about like food and water and, you know, like sleep even. I don't know what that means. Like, I really enjoy my 10 hours of sleep, so I don't know what she's talking about. But I think that in general, part of our upgrades are to be more efficient human beings. Oh yeah, and I'm also getting the download right now. Like, more of our brain is going to be functioning, like new neural pathways are going to be firing off, you know, more of our DNA is going to be active, right? Just being more efficient human beings. Really awesome. The other thing that she mentioned too was alignment of body and soul. Alignment of body and soul in 2021. And she said, so the whole like kind of theory and concept of cognitive dissonance and your actions and your thoughts are misaligned, very similar to that concept, very similar to that theory, where we're now going to be really responsible and really aligned to what those thoughts are, to what those actions are. And then she said, loving your body, and I went into this in a rant. I think one of my videos recently, I went into the rant about loving your body and how all of society teaches us that we're not good enough, that our bodies aren't beautiful, no matter what, because society is trying to teach us, or the elites are trying to teach us that that we're not good enough, so that we shouldn't release and activate our DNA. Like, that's the whole point, that we don't activate ourselves, right? If we don't believe in ourselves, then we don't activate ourselves. So when Bhakta said 2021 for the Lightworkers is about alignment of body and soul, and by doing so, by aligning, you actually love your body and you step into, it was very odd, but literally the words were you step into the power of Christ. So Christ consciousness, Jesus Christ, Jesus as a man, as some sort of ascended master with that heightened DNA, I believe he could do a lot of the miracles that he performed. I believe that all of us can do those things. And the pure, unconditional amount of love that Jesus had for others, and likewise, he had to have pure, unconditional love for himself in order to do the magic and the miracles that he could do. And I will be the first to admit that I don't even come close to that sort of self-love that he had for his human vessel. You know, just absolutely a profound amount of love. And the alignment of our body and our soul is not just saying, oh, well, the fifth dimension is all about my spiritual abilities, or, oh, well, I'll be really, you know, high vibe once I connect with my spirit guides. It has nothing to do with that. It has nothing to do with that. It has everything to do with loving your physical vessel just as much as you love and appreciate and nurture your soul. We have to adore both. And you know, it's a huge gap in spiritual advancement where we're all about energy now. We're all about awakening and advancement and aliens and whatever. And we end up missing out on the body. The body is so important. There's going to be physical body activations in 2020. And then that's where I got the huge download about Jesus and drinking the blood of Jesus. And we're not even going to go there for this video, but maybe I'll release that little clip of a video that I put out on Instagram at a later time. But clearly I'm already being some sort of banned, shadow banned, I'm not sure. But I have been probably talking about a lot of trigger words recently that they don't like. So that's okay. As long as I'm still here, as long as I have a camera, like, the right people will reach me, you know, and I'm not worried about that at all. But I think it's funny. I do. All right, last thing I want to mention, then we're going to close off. Nice short video. Bhakta, who is this genetic biologist, is she has a message about, now I'm scared to say the word, the illness that's going on right now, okay? She has a message about that. I'm gonna try and not mention the words, but okay, this is what she said, verbatim, word for word. Okay, our system, I should probably explain this afterwards. Our system needs to shut down in order to shift. Some of you have consciously done this and do not need the reset. Our system needs to shut down in order to shift. Some of you have already consciously done this and do not need the reset. And when I'm talking about system, I'm talking about the body, but when I said system the second time, you know, now I'm thinking about the global system as well. But she's saying, we have to shut down in order to reset. That is very needed for 5D frequency upgrades. Just something to think about. Love you guys so much. Keep up the amazing work, and I will see all of my members on Thursday for a brand new membership video. Bye for now.